So I'd like to introduce the Caravan. I think this is a 2003 Dodge Caravan, and we actually did some modifications to it, which I'll show you in a second. I mean, obviously you can see it's got the eagle, it's got the other channel on here. We have the hood scoop and the tow. You can see the tow mirrors. Obviously the cab lights, they all work. And yeah, this thing's pretty crazy. So let me show you inside. Let's see, because the battery is dead. So I brought the jet box. It's like a time capsule. So yeah, it's got a nice sagging headliner, but that's the main surprise. It has a fully functioning working toilet in it. And it's got some party chairs in the back that I left back there. I forgot. So as you can see, let's put the key in. I think the battery is dead. Yeah, you can see nothing. So let's go ahead and jump it. I brought my jump box because I knew this was going to be like this. Let's get it started and see what it does. See if it actually runs. Oh. I don't even know if I popped the hood. I might not have. Okay. I think it's been sitting since my daughter's been born, so about 7 months it's been sitting. So the cool thing about this van actually is running and driving, we paid $1,200 for it, which I think is an amazing deal. The only thing really wrong with it is the valve covers do leak. As you can see, they're kind of juicy, and we've never fixed it, but the thing absolutely runs great, shifts really good. I mean, you can tell it has 200,000 miles on it, but for the money, you know, for what we were doing to it, because we butchered it up to put that toilet in, it came out great, you know. And then we have that module installed, so we only have 1.5 volts in here. So let's go ahead and give her some juice. And I think this is the first time I've actually had to use this jump box, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up, and the horn still works. Runs. Got oil pressure. Look at that. And my dad actually tinted the windows himself, as you can see. He did it in his driveway when it was nice and windy because we live in the desert. You can see he did that side because, like I said, we just mainly film this as a prop van for the toilet to use that as our main thing, but we wanted to tint the windows, and he tinted them and kind of screwed them up a little bit, but that's okay. You know, we didn't want to spend any money on that. So, and the AC actually works in this thing, which is pretty crazy. So let me get the jump box off and we'll go from there. You can see we're charging. But with, you know, like I said, we paid $1,200 for it. We drove it from the valley. We haven't even done anything to it. The only thing I had to do was register it, which, you know, and it passed smog with flying colors, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, let's get this jump box off so we can. I gotta put the sticker on it too because I registered it. And I'll show the toilet stuff. Dude, I think it's pretty interesting. Yeah, that's a good idea. The lights are flickering. Charging here. I have to leave the jump box on. It doesn't like it. I'll turn it off and you can see the lights flicker. So we'll let it sit on here and charge it for a little bit. But let me unlock the doors and I'll show you more. So in here, so we have obviously air conditioning, heating work. The ABS light's probably on because the battery is dead. We have that. We have our little sound box thing here, so we can make all kinds of sounds with it and mess with people. Down here, this is actually a really cool thing that we did. There's a little labyrinth of pipe underneath the van to hold whatever we flush down it, so this toilet's never been used. It's never been used for what its main purpose is, you know. It's just for a prop. And we flush, obviously those are off Amazon, the fake poops and stuff. But we can flush it, store it in the van, and then we can pull this valve and release it. And I'll show you where that goes right now. Let me unlock it. so I can show you. I might have to put a new battery in it. I know, I'm gonna have to clean it. I'm gonna go take it to a car wash, I think, right now. And this door lock doesn't work. So here's the actual toilet. There's no water in it. There might not be any water in the van, but I'll show you where it comes out of. It comes out right, where is it? Right here. So you can see. So right here is the valve, and we can open and close that. We had to move the exhaust because the pipes and everything were in the way. So for the water, we actually have, I think it's a 20-gallon tank we put underneath the back with a pump, like an RV pump. And then you can't forget on the back we got the little spoilers and the crazy antennas. And this thing's actual name is the Caravan because it has a toilet in it. So let me get back over here. It's been a while since I've been in here, but this turns on the pump for the water in the toilet. So we should be filling it with water. I'm not sure if I still have water in here, but we'll go find out. But let me know what you think of it. I think it's pretty cool. No, there's no water in the tank. So let me get the jump box figured out. Let me get it running on its own. We'll fill the tank with water and we'll try the toilet out. So unfortunately, I tried to turn off the jump box. The vehicle, I think the battery's just completely dead. So I would drive it to work and go grab another one because I work right up the street. But as you can see, when I turn it off, see our voltage start to fluctuate, the lights flicker, and the engine starts to run really bad. So I don't want to cause any damage to the computer because these alternators are usually controlled by the PCM and they're just a whole mess on these Chryslers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and shut it off. I'm going to go grab a battery, pop it in real quick, and I'll record. I'll show you guys changing the battery on it, and then maybe we'll go take it to the car wash like this and see what happens. And as you can see with the car shut off, we're at 5.2 volts, 5.0. It keeps dropping, so I'm going to go ahead and get another battery for it just so we don't have a problem with it. So I got a battery. It's not the exact one, but it says it'll fit. And I don't know who installed this, but they didn't do a very good job. But that was me. Never mind. It looks good. We did this at like 8 o'clock at night because we were going to a car meet. So eventually I'll show you guys that. It's just under car lights. Yeah. Actually, that's pretty cool. I'd never put one on my own car, but for this it looks interesting, you know. And my battery's dead. I didn't charge it. I didn't grab a charge battery at least. Yeah, it's gonna fall. We'll put that right there. I'm gonna drop it either way. Okay, so let's get this battery switched out and fire it up. And I know this terminal is dirty, and I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm not gonna clean it right now. This is my vehicle, and I will clean it soon. I'll leave it at that. I don't have very much time right now. So, and I broke that. That's okay. It's a good thing about working in your own car. Nothing really matters. Something breaks, ideally you don't want to break anything, but stuff happens, you know. And I didn't add all this wiring. We just did this, like I said, really quick one night before we were going to a car meet. So I'm aware it doesn't look very good, and it was just temporary at the time, and you know how that goes. Temporary means permanent. And it actually fits. It said it's supposed to take a 34. They said a 78 is optional. And this is a 78. And is that metal? Oh, plastic. That terminal's really close to that. Yeah, I will clean that terminal. I'm gonna have to. That's pretty nasty. We'll get this tightened up and start her up. I still want to burn the PCM up. Because like I said, I'm fairly certain these are the alternator is computer controlled, which is an amazing design by Chrysler. It's actually a horrible design, and it's very, very prone to failure. Usually the PCM goes bad, and then you're putting a computer in it, which really sucks. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up and see how she goes. Let me get my gloves off. I got battery acid crap everywhere. And we got a 42-month warranty. Look at that. This thing's gonna be cranking, and don't forget about those. Everything adds 5 horsepower. And this car needs every bit that it can get. Look at that. Fire right up. The ABS light should, oh cool, went out. And the same, I have to drive it, but awesome. So let's shut this hood and get it going. I'll set you right here so you can kind of see. Okay. Now what's beautiful about this thing, you got these beautiful tow mirrors. So you can see everything. So we're gonna back it up. It still moves. You gotta put the registration sticker on it still. Cause I registered it. I paid the registration and never put the sticker on. Cause you know, life can get busy. Doesn't feel like the tire is flat. Yep, we're not going down the street. We're just gonna fill up this water tank, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, let's try not to hit my house today. That would be nice. If we don't feel like crashing into it. Okay. So now it's pretty cool. Oh, that might be broken. It did work, I promise. I think it's unlocked. Oh, it still works. And my chairs. Crap. Well, those are gonna have to stay in here for now. But what's cool is this is how you fill the tank up. You open that up. I hope there's no water in there, because then that means that we're probably not broken. Because usually this pump, I meant to put a filter on it before the pump, because it kept getting like shards of plastic in it from when the tank was manufactured. But let's go ahead and put some water in it. See what happens. Let's turn on the spigot and give it a little bit of water. And what's kind of crazy, and I'm not a plumber by any means, but we had to actually make a vent for the toilet and this, because when we filled the tank like this, it would just bubble up and you know, come back at us because there was no vent. So the vent is actually, it's up inside the body right here. It's as far as we could go. You know, it is what it is. And then for the toilet, on the plumbing work, there's a vent that comes up while this fills. I'll show you. There's a vent that comes out from underneath the toilet, goes up, and it actually runs inside here. And it goes over the wheel well and back. Because before, when you try to do it, it would just gurgle in the toilet. We actually didn't even do it. We put the vent in because we knew that was going to happen. And you can see right here, this is all screwed in. We got the toilet paper. You even got your magazines for when you're trying to do your business, you know. Put all the original pieces back on. Here's your water feed. And yeah, this is double-sided taped on, so that's not going to come off. My dad actually built this piece. It hooks onto the back of the toilet, so you have your headrest, which is pretty cool. Can't forget the mat for the, you know, for when you're sitting down. Keep your feet nice and comfortable. Let me go turn the water on, and let's see if this thing works. Should probably do an oil change on this too. Like I said, it has been sitting for quite a long time. Let's make sure we're not flooding the car. You see all the cobwebs on it. Hopefully it works. And get a little water inside there, never hurt it. It's a Caravan. Thank God it's not a Caravan. Okay, let's hang the hose. Okay, so we got some water in there, and I didn't fill it up, I just put some in there. God, this thing's so dirty. disgusting. This is probably one of the dirtiest cars I've ever driven like this. With all these pine needles on the thing, and you cannot forget the magic dice. Gotta have those. But you know, for the mileage, this van actually runs extremely well. I know it's kind of hard to see. The thing has 204,000 miles on it. The transmission, it's actually quite good. It shifts pretty well, but overall it runs good. These vans are actually not that bad of a van. Some cylinder head issues and overheating stuff here and there, but they're quite reliable. Nothing like what Chrysler makes nowadays. Everything Chrysler makes is not too great anymore, unfortunately. I hate to be that guy, but you know, it is what it is. But for the money we paid, I think $1,200 for this. Running, driving, obviously it didn't have a toilet in it. Didn't have all this funky tint. The only damage it had, like I said, the valve covers leaked on it. And there's some damage on the fender, but it's not very noticeable. And we drove it home, I think roughly about 100 miles. Yeah, air conditioning's cold, everything's perfect. So, and that was, wow, like that was the beginning. I think the beginning of this year we did that. And if you are interested in seeing some of the footage from when me and my dad, we were putting it together, just let me know. I unfortunately didn't have all the nice cameras and audio stuff that I have. I mean, not great stuff now, but it's like mediocre. I recorded with a cell phone, so it's not going to be that great of a quality. But let me know if you want to see it, and I'll try to put it together as best I can. Unfortunately, I didn't get to record a lot of it because it's really hard to record, and then I just don't want him doing everything by himself. You know, it's not like he's 100 years old. It's just, that's not who I am. I'd like to help, and you know, I try to contribute as best I can. But we will be doing, we have many projects actually lined up. Hopefully this winter, we'll be able to get to them. But unfortunately at this time, you know, we're so busy at work, and with it being so hot, we don't really have a good place to work, you know, especially during the day or at night. So once we get in the winter time, we'll actually have some places to work and be able to get stuff done. Oh man, one of my dice just broke. Oh, that sucks. I'll have to take those back to AutoZone. But we have a lot of really crazy stuff planned. Stuff that, I mean, it's kind of like this van. I mean, I've never seen a van with a working toilet. The only time I ever have was actually recently in a TV commercial for some type of pill, and the lady is sitting on the toilet on the driver's seat. But we were actually going to put the toilet on the driver's seat, but I didn't think,
please insert payment now.
I didn't want any liability on that, you know, in case you get in an accident and say the toilet breaks. I didn't want nobody getting hurt, so we decided to put it in the back. And plus on this van, it kind of would be difficult to make that happen, you know, but it came out pretty good. You know, the tow mirrors, those are Amazon specials. They're actually for a Dodge pickup truck, and I pray to God this thing will have no leaks. I know we have a hole in the floor right there, but yeah, hopefully it's good. Like I said, I think it's been sitting for at least 5 months. It may have been sitting for longer. I'll have to look on our other channel and see when the last time we uploaded, but you know, yeah, it's not a bad van. The headliner obviously needs to be fixed. That was a problem before. This was me. I destroyed the headliner, admittedly. And how I did that was, when I was installing the cab lights, I drilled through the body and it went through the headliner and then attached to the fabric and twisted the fabric up, so it destroyed it. And depending on what we do with this van, I may just get it fixed. We have one friend that owns an upholstery shop, and he said he'd do it for really cheap, so we just have to take the headliner out, and that's, you know, we don't really have time for that. But hopefully, I'd love to get the time to start doing this kind of stuff, because I enjoy doing crazy stuff, but it's just really hard trying to find the time nowadays. And then we can open that valve. I'm not going to open it right now. What else do we have in this thing? It's got a decent little stereo in there. It came like that. We obviously added this, the pump, switch for the cab lights. What else? And as you can see, there's no lights on the dash. It's got half a tank, so I mean, that's half the value of this van already. You know, you can't beat it. I think the door locks don't work on, well, I think that door right there, the slider, but who really cares? And actually this one has 2 sliding doors, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how many I've seen like that, but yeah, we'll check it out once it's done with the car wash. Here, I'll let you enjoy the car wash a little bit. Watch all, look at all the pine needles still on the cowl. I probably should have cleaned those off before we got here, but it's all good. The one thing we did lose, which I kind of don't like, but it's not that big of a deal, is the power mirror function. It doesn't work on these mirrors. We probably could have hooked it up. Everything with this van was kind of rush, so you know, we'd do it in when we had spare time. So the mirrors we did, my dad put the mirrors on and bolted them up to the factory plates, because the Dodge mirrors, the truck mirrors don't bolt up to the car, they're different in mounting. So he actually took them apart and bolted them to the factory mounts to the car, which is pretty cool. And he put the spring in and made it all work, but obviously there's no power, no nothing, because we just didn't have the time for it. And while he was doing that, I did the lights on the roof, yeah, I forgot what they're called, the marker lights. And those are pretty cool. They're fully functional. They work pretty good. I mean, they're just different, you know. It's gonna look like a brand new van. I think it'd be pretty funny to put it up for sale and see people, see their reaction to it. Just take pictures of the outside and no pictures of the interior, and have them come and take a look at it. The problem with that is I don't like wasting people's time. I feel like that would waste people's time. I don't know, I like to do stuff like that. It'd be fun. I'm hoping nothing falls off. Sound like something fell off on the back. I think, here we go. Let's get this thing cleaned up and dried. Look like a brand new Caravan. Oh, sorry. Oh no, it's just my zip ties for my GoPro mount on the back. But the one thing you should understand about this van is don't let the looks fool you. It just has, I think this is a 3.3 liter V6, which isn't exactly a powerhouse, but even the water splash in the toilet, it's leaking. It's not bad. See if we can get out of here and go. Open it up a little bit. But it runs good, drives good. I think one of the wheel bearings is going out in the back, or maybe we have a bad tire, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. And eventually, I maybe want to either take the toilet out and put it back to stock and give it to somebody, or maybe leave the toilet in and give it to somebody. You know, just give it away. You know, I just don't want nobody, I don't know. We'll have to figure something out one day. Because I kind of do need the room for the other stuff that we do have coming up. And one day I'll go through all the next couple. I'm not going to give them away because they might take us a little bit to get to, but the stuff we have planned is pretty cool. And I'm trying to do stuff that you really haven't ever seen before. And one of the ideas that we've done, I've actually never seen one done up until recently when I really started digging. Someone's done a couple of different versions of it, but nothing like what we're going to do, which is going to be it's going to be pretty cool. But make sure you subscribe so you can check that out. It'll probably be at least around December we're gonna start on that. Can't even see. It's too dark. It actually sounds pretty cool with the exhaust that we had to cut off, and I think we put a glass pack down there, so it sounds a little bit better than stock. It sounds cool for what it is, you know. It's obviously still a minivan, but I think it's pretty cool. We'll get out here and get on the open road, open it up a little bit, so not go too fast in this giant van. Definitely interesting sounding. And literally, as I'm driving, the other dice. The other die fell. So now we have no hanging dice. I'm gonna have to go order those. Yeah, you gotta be careful with this thing. Give it too much gas, I'm gonna break speed. Oh, it's just a joke. This thing is slow, but it sounds really good. And you know, for a van, it's quite interesting, I have to say. And I understand it's a van. I understand it's not fast, but it sounds pretty good, and it turns a lot of heads. If you look at our other channel, the Shop Guys Build, you'll see that, you know, anywhere you drive, and if you rev the car up or anything, they see it, people just laugh because it is hilarious, and I think it's hilarious too. But it's not for everybody, you know. But I think it's just comical. I mean, who puts an exhaust on a van? I shouldn't say that because some people do, but that's not really. It's, you know, it's like putting exhaust on a Prius. It's not something people normally do, you know. Oof, that almost smells bad. Okay, well, I'm almost back. We'll finish it off and go from there. So, I think something might be on fire. Should probably go check, because it does not smell good. Well, I was going to conclude the video, but if something's on fire, then it does not smell good. No. He's got a lot of oil. I don't know, something smells funny. But that concludes the Caravan. And I'm really curious to see if you guys are really interested in it, and I could do more content with it, but it all just depends on the interest. Eventually I'd like to do more with it, but it's so hard to get time. I've been planning to do this video for, you know, a couple months, unfortunately. You know, it's hard to find time, but I'm really curious. Let me know if you find it interesting. Let me know if you have any ideas of what should be done to it, or what should we do with it, and yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks for watching.